When shopping here at Helmuth Ford, we will do our best to put you in the vehicle that you want, that you love, and that is safe for your family.
Your safety is our focus. That's why we are a full-service repair facility.
We'd love to sell you a vehicle of your choosing. If we don't have it, we'll do our best to find it for you. If you're looking for a vehicle with low miles, a great price, and a friendly atmosphere, come visit us here at Helmuth Ford.
We look forward to seeing you soon.
See our full inventory at helmuthford.com.
Mayhem Haunted House at 13011 120th Ave in Ottumwa invite you to their second annual Trunk or Treat and Lighted Tour on Saturday, October 12th. Trunk or Treat from 6 to 7 p.m. is free. Lighted Tour from 6 to 7:30 is $10. And get a full scale from 7:30 to 9 for $15 per person. Come find out why Mayhem Haunted House has been voted the best haunted house in Iowa for multiple times. Open for the Halloween season, Friday and Saturdays, October 18th through November 2nd. Cost is $15. Get ready to scream at Mayhem Haunted House in Ottumwa.
Sigourney Kyoto football fans, Steve Shuttler Media is teaming up with Clint Dye of Tag Team Photography to bring you coverage of Sigourney Kyoto football this fall. You've seen Clint's fantastic photos of Sigourney Kyoto football over the last few years. And now Clint is bringing those talents to be showcased on Steve Shuttler Media. We're going to have pictures and action shots of each and every game, an in-depth article, and a video highlight of the game as well. You won't miss a thing with Sigourney Kyoto football coverage right here this year on Steve Shuttler Media. Delta Fire and Rescue presents the Delta Haunted House at 109 North Center Street in Delta. Admission is just $10 per person. The Delta Haunted House is open each Friday and Saturday throughout October and on Halloween night from 8 to 10 p.m. Food and drinks will be available for purchase, and now accepting cash and most major credit cards. It's the Delta Fire and Rescue Delta Haunted House, Fridays and Saturdays in October and on Halloween night. Hey, and welcome in. It is time for football action here on Steve Shuttler Media. Let me get the music turned off here momentarily. And there we go. We're doing Pekin football here on Steve Shuttler Media. Josh Clubb and I. No Zach. Dang it. No Zach Wise. He is busy. And I tell you what, Josh, I'm going to get busy here pretty quick, helping out with some of the PA announcing for senior night here at the field in Pekin. We're here for homecoming. Pekin taking on Wapello. So I'm going to let you take things over, Josh, and then we're just going to kind of wing it, because they're going to yank me out of the studio here. I'm going to call this a studio.
This is our studio. This is our Pekin studio.
We're going to help out with, again, the introductions for all of the seniors that are active with Pekin Panther High School. But, Josh, go ahead and take it away.
All righty, well, welcome into yet another gorgeous Friday night here this football season. We've been extremely blessed with the weather that we've had this year in all the football games, but for tonight, the 5-1 Pekin Panthers, last home game of the regular season, are welcoming in the Wapello Indians, sitting at 2-4 on the season. Just one game remaining in the regular season. Pekin has locked up a spot in postseason play. They could still get down to a third seed, but if they're able to win tonight, I think they pretty much lock up the second seed. So probably not the last game we'll see here at Pekin football field, but then again, you never know. But as I mentioned, Wapello 2-4, Pekin 5-1. Most recently, Pekin, of course, coming away from that victory at Highland, winning 61-13. And Wapello's coming in off a loss to Lisbon. They lost that game 49-0. Prior to that, they lost to Danville 42-13. Of course, Pekin, familiar opponent there. Pekin beat Danville in a similar score, 54-10. So, looking like Pekin's going to have a little bit of an easier opponent tonight, but you never know. That's the reason to play the games. We're going to get into some of the stats and all that fun stuff here eventually, but we are going to turn up the mics and let you listen in to the announcements of the seniors. As Steve mentioned, he's going to be helping out with some of the announcing of the seniors. It's football, band, cheerleading, and maybe cross country. I don't fully remember, but it is homecoming and senior night here at Pekin, so a lot going on with this game here tonight, and they're getting ready to start that here momentarily. You see two teams are on the field warming up. Wapello in the white and blue, Pekin in the all black here tonight. Again, as I mentioned, the weather, it's going to be clear and nice all night long. It looks like by the time the game's over, it'll be about in the upper 60s, so weather certainly not a factor here tonight as these two teams get ready to do battle. I'll go over the team leaders here real quick before they start the introductions of the seniors. For Wapello, their passing leader is Rowan Atkins. He's 47 for 95 with 640 yards, 6 touchdowns, and 67 rushing yards. Will Adam he is 54 of 80 with 969 yards, so certainly able to pass that 1,000-yard mark here tonight. 9 touchdowns. He's rushed for 533 yards and 11 touchdowns. Adam is also the rushing leader at 533 yards, 11 touchdowns on 62 attempts. Not very far behind him, is Nolan Glick. We'll get to that here in a moment. For the Wapello Arrows, Grant Wilson, a junior, is their leading rusher. He's got 73 attempts, 351 yards, 4 touchdowns, 51 receiving yards, and 2 receiving touchdowns. Garrett Cooley Jr. is the receiving leader with 17 receptions and 227 yards, 3 touchdowns, and 8 rushing yards. Robert Brown is the receiving leader for the Pekin Panthers with 15 receptions for 353 yards, 3 touchdowns, and 6 rushing touchdowns. So, they're going to start announcing the seniors. We're going to tune into that.
Her favorite memory in high school is running at state cross country her sophomore year, and then TPing Sarah Wright's house. Her plans after graduation are education, undecided as to where, and then extracurricular activities include FCA, Ottumwa Youth Legacy, Spanish Club, and Rising Ruritans. Also, she's been in cross country, track, and basketball.
That is Renee Eubanks. Next we have Dylan Sabosky, the son of Derek and Lorraine Sabosky. Favorite memory in high school is going to state and cross country. Plans after graduation are getting a job and farming with his dad. He's been involved in cross country, track, and as a basketball manager. Sports participation history includes cross country, track, and basketball manager. So once again, put this together for Dylan Sabosky. Next we have Will Thomas Adam, son of Brent and Lena Adam. Favorite memory in high school is hitting Weber in the head with a football. His plans, he's not quite sure what he's going to be doing after graduation. Extracurricular activities include the Rising Ruritans and FFA. And he's been active in football, basketball, track, and baseball. That is Will Adam. We're going to take a quick check the batters in case of any quick. Give it just a second. Okay, back on here. Next up, Peyton Bender. He is the son of Sarah and Carter Bender. Favorite memory in high school is breaking the elevator at state track. Plans after graduation for Peyton included going to either Iowa State or William Penn for kinesiology and sports medicine. I've been involved in SEA, FFA, and drama, and also football, track, and baseball. Give it up for Peyton Bender. We've got Robert Christopher Brown, the son of Todd and Gail Brown. His favorite memory in high school was when those hit Will with a ball. Plans after graduation are to go to a 2-year college and then transfer to a 4-year and study engineering. Extracurricular activities include NHS, band, rising real hands, and also football, basketball, track, and baseball. That is Robert Brown. Up next on senior night, we have Lynn Danielle Castellanoes, son of Luis Castellanos and Jacqueline Castellanos. Favorite memory in high school is when he laid out Blake's Jewel in practice. Plans after graduation are going straight to work. Alright, there we go. Extracurricular activities are FFA. Also a track participation in his freshman year, football for a couple of years for sophomore and senior year. That is Lynn Castellanos. Casey Michael Davis is next. Parents are Mike and Carla Davis. Favorite high school memory is Peyton Bender getting yelled at when he couldn't pass block my spin move. Also plans after graduation. Study agronomy at Iowa State.
No noise.
Extracurricular activities are SCA, FFA, rock knowledge, youth group, rising word hands, football, basketball, track, and baseball. That is Casey Davis. Next is Sarah Hamilton. Parents are Jeremy and Carrie Beth Hamilton. Favorite memory in high school is working hard or hardly working with Anna at football games. Plans after graduation are to go to a 2-year college and then transfer to a 4-year to study early elementary education. Extracurricular activities have been band, choir, helping backstage with the play, cross-age mentoring, Spanish club, SCA, tag, rising word hands, National Honor Society, and managing football. That is Sarah Hamilton. Grant James Latcham is next, son of Joy and Tony Latcham. Favorite memory, well, once again, Blake Jewell getting picked on. When I laid out Blake Jewell in practice, he denied it, but you can ask the football team. Plans for after graduation are to go to DMAC for ag business, then transfer to Iowa State. Because he says he can only go, his parents say he can only go to college in Ames. Extracurricular activities are FFA, Rising Word Hands, Student Council, football, and baseball. That is Grant Latcham. Isaac Sylvester is coming down next, son of Adam Sylvester and Jill Wynn. Favorite memory is freshman and sophomore year at the lunch table. Plans after graduation are to go to Kirkwood or Iowa State to get a degree in ag business. He's been involved in FFA, Student Council, Rock Knowledge, Youth Group, and Rotans, plus basketball, track, football, and baseball. That is Isaac Sylvester. Walking down the track next is Alton Walker Williams. He's the son of Candy and Alton Williams. Favorite high school memory is last homecoming when we saran wrapped Gorman's truck, I believe is what that says. Plans after graduation are to go and get my CDL and to get an automotive degree from Indian Hills. Extracurricular activities have been football and track. That is Alton Williams. And then finally on the list of seniors being recognized tonight is Ayla Baines, the daughter of Halisha and Matthew Hackert, and Darren Baines and Adriana Fairchild. Plans after graduation are to go to University of Iowa for nursing, and activities involved include theater, large group speech, individual speech, FBLA, Iron Chef, and band. Also, she's been involved in football cheer, basketball cheer, wrestling, and dance team. That is Ayla Baines. And I believe those are our seniors that are being recognized here tonight. Thank you. Give them a big round of applause.
All right, so that was the announcements of the seniors across different activities. Sorry if the audio was not great. They're having some problems with the PA system here on the field, and Steve worked his way through that wonderfully. But where I was at, receiving yards leader for Pekin is Robert Brown. The senior's got 15 receptions, 353 yards, 3 touchdowns, 6 of those rushing. Tackling leader for the Panthers is Henry Adam. Sophomore's got 41 tackles and 2 interceptions for the Wapello Indians. Grant Wilson, the junior, has got 37 tackles and 1. I'm not sure what that stat is, honestly. That's a different abbreviation that I have not seen on mound before, but he's got one of those. It's FR, so I'm sure somebody out there knows what it is. Fumble recovery, maybe. So yeah, that is the team leaders, and Steve is back now from all the way over.
I would just like to question who signed me up for that job because I butchered it.
I don't know. You also put me on the camera.
You
for
were
the
working
first time.
the camera.
I was, and I'm sorry about that. It was probably a little shaky and back and forth, and I was hitting buttons and didn't realize what I was doing. And so,
well, we survived.
Yeah.
That last name on the one kid really got me.
Castellanos.
Yes, that. Why didn't you come up? You just watched and laughed at me.
I did. I was. I moved away from the microphone, so they couldn't hear me laughing. But so, what is all the? Is it the youth football stuff that are bringing out? That's probably not even on the screen. A whole bunch of kids are taking the field right now to form the tunnel for homecoming night.
There we go.
As I mentioned, it is senior night as well as homecoming, so a lot to celebrate here. But looks like they got a bunch of the youth, some wearing jerseys, some not. All the boys and girls out there to let the Pekin Panthers come home and break the banner on homecoming night here. As we've gotten through the starting lineups, quickly go over who else is, doing battle for Class A District 5 tonight. Of course, you got this game here with Pekin and Wapello. Columbus and Van Buren County are playing at Columbus Junction. Highland and Louisa Muscatine are playing at Highland, and Lisbon is having their homecoming as well, and they are hosting Danville. So Danville, only 2 losses in the district so far this year, so that is where they are at. And Steve, I do not have the list of teams that we're going to be having on the scoreboard. I would assume it's the usual suspects.
It's the usual suspects. We've got the obviously tonight's game. We've got SK at Colfax Mingo. We've got Baxter at Montezuma. Waco at English Valleys.
I would assume we probably
I'm reading it as they come across the screen here.
Eddyville,
Christian
Blacksburg
at Cardinal.
Okay. And you got Eddyville's hosting Pleasantville. I'm guessing
Xavier at Oskaloosa. Waukee Northwest at Ottumwa. Albia is at West Burlington. HLV-TC is at Iowa Valley.
All right.
Pleasantville is at EBF. So I think those are our games.
All right. So lots of action as we wind down here. The season Class A, 1A, and 2A, I believe, have next week is the last week of regular season before postseason starts. 3A and 3A and up will still have an additional regular season game because they do their playoffs a little different than the smaller classes, as they go by RPI and not district standings as much. But looking at Pekin and where they're at, not on the Iowa High School Athletic Association's rankings. Lisbon still remains at number 4. Pekin not quite there. Close, though, I would think, because when you look at what you call like a power index for Class A, Pekin's right up in there, number 9. And then when you look at overall point differential and all that fun stuff and opponents' records and everything, Pekin's in that top 10 almost everywhere. So they're probably just on the outside looking in for those rankings, but the rankings really have no effect on Class A until it comes to if you had even teams matched up in playoffs. So just got to keep on winning and see what you draw for your district opponents, and we'll obviously have coverage of that. I think I'm saying that right, Steve, that we'll be covering Pekin's playoff games as well, as far however far they make it.
Yes, we will.
And it is time for the national anthem, so we're going to stop talking for a little bit and let you listen into that. All right, a great job to the Pekin Marching Band for the playing of the national anthem as Pekin gets ready to run out into that tunnel. We'll move the camera over to that here momentarily.
Are you directing me, Josh?
I am directing you. I
am totally sidetracked.
You're like the producer and all that. So I'm the director. You can be the producer. I'll be the director. But looking at some of the leaders in Class A, Will Adams is still up there, 22 total touchdowns. That is number 1 in all of Class A. Right behind him with 21 is Janthan South of ACGC, and then Tiernan Boots of Lisbon has got 20. So Adam able to hold on to that. That's total touchdowns. Offensive touchdowns, he is in second place with 20 because his one touchdown was via that 70-yard pick six, and happened here that he ran about 3,000 yards to get that. He also is second in the state of Iowa with offensive yards, with 1,502 offensive yards. So Will Adam, a big bright spot, and anybody that's watched any of Pekin's games this year, you don't have to be told that, but a huge bright spot. The other thing, in high school, there's not a good job of looking up a good way of looking up stat records when it comes to defense, but Pekin's defense has just been stellar all season long. They still lead, actually, if you get rid of 8-man player, because it's a different format, so differentials and stuff like that are different. Pekin leads the state of Iowa in point differential still to this point, as the Panthers come out onto the field, high tides and good vibes. Here's the banner that they run through as they come out here on homecoming night, and they'll be set to kick this thing off here momentarily, but Yeah, a lot of bright spots for Pekin here this year across the stat categories and scoring. Of course, you can chalk that up to lesser opponents if you want, but you still gotta do it week in and week out to keep that thing up there. So looking good for them. When we get back to this one, though, just comparing these two teams, and Wapello has actually attempted more passes than Pekin, but have about half the yards. So Pekin much more efficient in the passing category. Quarterback play, certainly the handle goes to Pekin. It kind of goes their way. Rushing yards as well. Pekin's averaging 7.4 yards per carry rushing the football. Wapello's averaging 4.6. Pekin's got 30 rushing touchdowns to Wapello's 6. I'm watching warm-ups. Wapello does tend to lean on the pass quite a bit. Of course, they've been in some lopsided losses where they've really got behind in games, so that'll lead to more passing as well. But even in their warm-ups, it seems like their plan is to certainly pass the ball as they're at midfield now for the coin toss and deciding who's going to receive and who's going to kick. We'll see, as there's no signal yet. Head referee is, I think, explaining the whole rule book to these football boys out there. He's really doing a lot of talking. So he's making sure they know every single rule. And rules are getting hard to mesh together between the high school game, the college game, and the pro game. A lot of things are so different anymore. Pekin won the toss. They're going to defer it to Wapello, so most likely Wapello is going to take the ball, I would assume. They do. They're going to go Pekin's going to go from our right to left, and they'll kick off. So that's how we'll start this tonight. So Pekin will get the ball in the second half, but we'll lean on that defense to start this thing off as we are set to go here in this one. Steve did mention too, no Mr. Weiss tonight. I'll do my best to keep the stats, or at least the plays, up to date. And Steve, am I going to have to pick the Daisy Dew Landscape Player of the Game all by myself, or are you going to?
Probably.
Okay.
That way I can't take any of the blame.
Okay.
It'll all go to
Perfect.
you. I already butchered everybody's name earlier, so
we'll get some. Nothing stands out. Maybe we'll get some input from around the press box, or the studio here, as we're calling it.
Yes, the studio.
The studio. But a lot of people here tonight. There's been quite a bit of Pekin fans at the home games anyway, but a few more tonight here with it being homecoming. Of course, you're always going to get some more seniors back and senior night. And I do believe at halftime they'll be doing the homecoming court as well as the king and queen and all that stuff that goes along with homecoming.
I get to announce that too over the PA, so I'm sure nobody's name is safe.
I'm going to be back on camera. Nobody's name is safe, and some of those names I don't know. I mean, the football players I can help you out with, but some of the gals that are not on the football team, I don't necessarily know them. But Henry Adam is set to kick this one away, back deep. Two receivers for Wapello. That's a low line drive kick. They're going to do a reverse back to the near side. Number 4 has it. Gets to the 25 before he's brought down. Number 4 is Justin Faulkner. He's brought down. Pekin ready for that one. Did not surprise them at all as everybody stayed in their lanes in good pursuit, and that is where Wapello will start this game off at their own 20. Actually, they're going to move them up to 27, so they fell forward to that. Hang on here. I got a line judge who likes to move. Stick to the near side line judge. That is on the 27. Under center. In the shotgun. It's a handoff to the near side. They're going to do a reverse immediately. Flip back all the way back to the quarterback, and it's a deep flea flicker play, but it's nearly intercepted. No, caught. Oh. Nearly intercepted by Robert Brown. Somehow the receiver, which is Faulkner, still came up with that. He's shaken up. He's going to limp over the sideline. But the play was wide open. It worked. That was a handoff, reverse back, flea flicker, deep pass. It worked. Gets him all the way up to the 48-yard line of Pekin.
That's like a super flea flicker.
Yeah. Robert Brown just needed to be a little bit more. He almost got into like a punt receiver formation to grab that. He needed to go up and get that and would have easily came down with a pick. Wapello right back up to the line. They got trips to the far side in the gun. It's a handoff this time to the near side. That's Grant Wilson. He's wrapped up around the 46-yard line by Henry Adam. To bring up 2nd down and 9. Really spotting that ball a little bit further down the field than where I'm seeing the runner stop, so it must be going by the end of the runner. Here's a twins to the far side. A wing back on the right, gun formation. Snap. Handoff up the middle, wrapped up immediately and driven backwards by Alt Williams, one of those seniors on the Pekin defensive line, actually our player of the game last week, and showed why there. He almost beat the ball back into the backfield. And that brings up 3rd and long. It'll be 3rd down and 11. Ball is at the 47-yard line. Here comes the Arrows. They're going to send trips to the far side again. Drops back to pass, throws it up the middle. He's got a man. It's intercepted. No, in and out of the hands of Elijah Brock. Brock undercut that route, had 2 hands on it, and was getting ready to run downfield, and it popped out of him. So it just goes down as an incomplete pass, and that will force a punt by the Indians. I keep wanting to say Arrows. Steve, we talked about this before. The girls' sports for Wapello, this is Wapello Arrows, but the football team is the Wapello Indians. I'm not sure why that is.
Yeah, that's confusing.
It is. Here is a high snap over the head of the punter. Pekin's got a man back there. He's going to have to fall on it, and Pekin's going to get the ball at the 27-yard line of Wapello to start their drive. Punter was Edgar Vasquez, but he had no chance there. That ball was 3 foot over his head. So Pekin starts out with only 27 yards to go, maybe 28. We'll see where line judges moving all over on me. We're going to call it the 28-yard line. But 28 yards to go for Pekin in this high-power offense. Short field for them to start. Adam takes a snap, fakes a handoff to Glick, throws it downfield. It's tipped at the line of scrimmage, incomplete. It looked like down the field Robert Brown might have had a step on the defensive back. And that was the direction Adam was throwing, but hit at the line of scrimmage. Wapello does have some pretty tall guys on the defensive line, especially their defensive tackle on the left side there.
Yeah, 53 is a big boy.
Yes, he is. See what he's listed as. His name is Tucker Fisk. He's listed as 6'2". I disagree with that listing. Just knowing the size of Pekin's players. Here is Adam. Hand off to Glick to the right side. He's got a hole. Seam all the way up to the 15. He's just running over guys and finally brought down around the 13-yard line. So a first down for the Panthers and a good run by Nolan Glick. There was a hole that could have drove a truck through, but then he ended up trucking himself all the way down. So Pekin quickly into the red zone here on this opening drive. 9:17 to go in the opening quarter. Pekin got down to this end of the field by way of a bad snap on the punt. Here's another handoff to Glick. Same play. Ball pops out. It's picked up in the air by Wapello. He's dancing around back there. It's going to be dropped down. So Pekin turns it over. That ball popped straight up in the air. It was number 3, Rowan Atkins for the Indians that caught that ball in the air. And Pekin turns it over, and just not something we're used to seeing is Pekin turning the ball over, especially on this end of the field. Not many of them this year. There's one there, and Wapello will take over. Ball is on their own 8-yard line, 1st and 10. So now they're going to send single receivers on either side. And a handoff up the middle is going nowhere, driven back all the way back towards the goal line. His forward progress is going to keep him out of the end zone, but they're going to say he got up to the 4-yard line before he was driven back. Pekin, good penetration there. Running so far has not worked for Wapello. Passing has. Of course, that was a trick play to start things off. Rowan Atkins, the guy that came up with the in-the-air fumble, is the quarterback for Wapello as well. As we'll see, they send twin receivers to the near side now. Running back flips to the right side. And now a flag for the play. There's a delay of game on Wapello. So that'll back them up half the distance and make it second down and 16. Ball is on the 2-yard line. Almost closer to the 1-yard line than it is the 2. And the snap in the end zone. Quarterback's going to keep it and go up forward himself. He doesn't get far, and he's whistled. The play is whistled dead for lack of forward progress. He manages to get back to the 1-yard line, though, before they call it dead. So this drive has gone nowhere. And that'll bring up 3rd and 17. The ball on the 1-yard line. Now Wapello's got to be really careful because, benefit to Pekin, but they are all the way backed up here. Not much room for a punter, only 10 yards. You just got to try to get something right up the middle and get a little bit of breathing room here. See, they do. Down to 6 seconds on the play clock. Direct snap, and he's going to be tackled in the end zone for a safety. That is the first score of the game. First time points are on the board. It is a defensive safety by the Pekin defense, and I did not see who came up with that tackle. Nonetheless, interesting start to this one as Wapello starts it out with a trick play, gets all the way across midfield in one play, stalls out, snaps the ball over the punter's head. Pekin comes up in short territory. A Nolan Glick fumble leads to Pekin's defense pushing Wapello all the way back for a safety. So it's 2-0 Pekin on our Sinclair Napa scoreboard.
Well, Josh, I haven't had a time to mention our sponsors yet. Right. We'll throw some of them out there. That includes Helmuth Ford. We've got Oski Dental, Sinclair Tractor, and Sinclair Napa, Shetler Insurance Services, Keokuk County Hospital and Clinics, Pilot Grove Savings Bank, Sigourney Body Shop, Bridget's Public House, Son-in-Law Services, Adam Clark for Sheriff, Barnwired, Copeland Auto Body, Fairfield Precast Concrete, South Ottumwa Savings Bank, Cranston Family Funeral Home, Nutrien Ag Solutions, Gobbler Creek Seeds, Federation Bank, Fremont Funeral Chapel, Adrian Dickey for Senate, and Daisy Dew Landscaping brings us our player of the game. We should also give a shout-out, since we have a second here, to Joy Latcham. Joy was part of the crew that gave the players some breakfast burritos early this morning to get them going for today and get them going towards tonight's game. And she also got us going for our broadcast tonight. She brought us up some breakfast burritos. So thanks, Joy.
Yeah, thank you. They were good. And here comes the free kick. I think Wapello thought that he had to punt it. It took so long as they had to go back and get a tee. Kick is short. It's fielded at the 45-yard line by Riley Smith. He's going to come to the near side of the field. Cuts, finds a lane. He's got some open turf. He's just got one man to beat that's got an angle on him. Smith is going to get tackled at about the 8-yard line. Touchdown saving tackle by Garrett Cooley of Wapello. Riley Smith takes the free kick, fielded about the 45 all the way down to the 9-yard line. And Pekin right back in business. It'll be first and goal from the 9 on the near side hash for the Panthers. And Coach Weber sending a message to Glick here as Riley Smith is out there at running back in Glick's spot. Snap, and now Will Adam fumbles it. He just picks it up and goes up the field. He's going to get back to about the line of scrimmage and before he's brought down. Because Adam never really had a handle on that snap. Try it again. Actually, are going to march him back a yard, so it'll be a loss of 1. Still second down and goal from the 10. This game has not started out crisp and clean at all by either team. Here's Adam again with Smith to his left. Direct snap to Riley Smith. He's going to fall Adam around the right side. He's got the corner. If he can get it turned, he does. There's a flag that comes in. Riley Smith walks into the end zone. It's a touchdown for the time being, but let's check on this penalty marker before we call it an official touchdown. Flag came in far side of the field in the end zone. It's going to be a holding on Pekin, so that's going to negate the touchdown and move him back a little bit more. I guess to about the 11 or so. It looked like the holding occurred in the end zone or right on the goal line. So it's basically gonna put them right back to where they are, maybe a yard further back. It is on the 11 and now on the right side hash. So it's second down and goal. Ball's at the 11. Adam, empty set, takes the snap, throws it near side to Robert Brown. Brown catches it, tries to squirt his way up, and a shoestring tackle by Atkinson keeps Brown out of the end zone. Going to bring up third and goal. Interesting that shouldn't say interesting, I should say. Not surprising that Coach Weber's keeping Glick out after that fumble. Something you see if you watch certain teams around. Here's a fake handoff to Smith. Will Adams going to keep it himself, and he is in for our first Sinclair Tractor touchdown of the game, and Pekin leads 8-0 with 5:44 to go. And pending the point after try, see what they do here. We've seen about everything. I cannot for the life of me figure out the mythology behind extra point kicking versus going for two. They're going to try the extra point with Henry Adam here. Snap is good. Hold is good. Kick is going sideways, but it is good. And I'm sure the official over in Highlands probably signaling no good, but it's still good.
He's still signaling no good from last week.
Yeah. So with that extra point, Pekin leads 9-0 here with 5:44 to go in the opening quarter, and we'll see if we can settle into this one because it's just kind of been kind of a rocky start by both teams, to say the least. So we'll see if things kind of settle in here as Pekin kicks his back off to Wapello.
While we got a second, I'm going to put up on the screen the picture of the breakfast burrito batch that was made late last night. Don't those look delicious? Because they were when we ate ours. And there's the boys after they ate their breakfast burritos earlier this morning. Some of the parents getting those breakfast burritos going for the boys, and then serving us here in the press box.
In the press box.
In the special Steve Shetler Media studio that we are sitting in.
Zach, if you're watching wherever you are, you missed out, bud.
Yeah,
that's what happens when you don't show up.
We've got an extra burrito here, but I think it's going to get eaten.
Here comes Adams' kick. This is going to be fielded out there by Dalziel. He is hit hard at about the 28-yard line. That's where Wapello will start their next drive. That was not Dalziel. That was number 18. Number 18 is Dane Hogue. He saw Justin Faulkner. He was the one that returned the opening kickoff and the receiver on that trick play, but he was shaken up on that one, and he did not look like he wanted any part of that kick return at all. He's still limping as he jogs out to the far sideline, split out twin receivers to the left side, got an up back on the right in the shotgun formation. Atkinson takes a snap, throws it quickly to the flat, and this is over the head of his intended target, Jackson Marshall. Incomplete. That'll bring up 2nd down and 10 for the Indians. I think I just said Arrows again. My apologies. I honestly did not know that they were the Indians. I just assumed Arrows because the last time that I saw a Wapello team was they were the Wapello Arrows in that sport. Same formation here other than they move the up back to the far side. This is going to be a handoff to Grant Wilson, and he's got nowhere to go. And actually, almost acted like the ball came out, but did not. So Wilson can't find any running room, and it is 3rd down and 10. Just about 5 minutes to play here in the opening quarter. Pekin leads 9-0. And Wapello does take quite a bit of time to get the play into the huddle. They get the play in and break the huddle, and 10 seconds on the play clock now. Not plenty of time to get it off, but really stretching it thin. Here comes Atkinson. He's going to roll to his left, throws it underneath to the flat, and caught and taken out of bounds. Immediately there's a flag in the backfield. That was Chevelle Murray that made the catch there in the flat. It is a holding on Wapello, and would assume that Coach Weber would probably decline this, because he only got about a yard or two. No, they're still deciding. Wapello started going backwards, and Pekin is going to decline it. Right decision there, because it'll end up being 4th down and about 8. And that'll force a Wapello punt. Riley Smith goes back, had a great return on the free kick after the safety. And it's 4th down and 7 as they get the marker up. Still going to be a punt by Vasquez. Snap is clean this time. Vasquez lets it go. It's a low end-over-end kick. Rolling. Smith fields it at the 35. Goes to the near side of the field. It's the first guy to miss. Up past the 50 to the 40. 30. 20. He breaks it free. 10. Touchdown. Riley Smith on the punt return. Call it a 65-yard punt return for a touchdown by Riley Smith. And the Panthers lead 15-0 with 4:17 to go in this one. Whew, had to jot that one down. Riley Smith with 2 great returns so far on the night.
An early contender
and
for
a
the
very
player
early
of the game.
contender. Guys, going to about make a comment about he's got more yards than Pekin's whole offense. Of course, they've started every drive inside the Wapello 20. Here is another extra point by Henry Adam, and it is good. So Pekin leads 16-0 with 4:17 to go in the opening quarter. And we'll kick this back off to Wapello here momentarily.
All right, while we do have a second here, let's take a look. You're seeing those games going across the bottom of your screen. Let's take a look at our Sheets Chiropractic Area High School football schedule for this week. As you know, we're doing the Wapello at Pekin game right here. Sigourney Keota is at Colfax Mingo, Baxter at Montezuma, Waco at EV. Pella Christian is at Cardinal tonight. Let's see here. We've also got Madrid at North Mahaska, Xavier at Oski, Waukee Northwest at Ottumwa, Albia at West Burlington, HLVTC at Iowa Valley, and Pleasantville at EBF. Some of our area games on the Sheets Chiropractic scoreboard.
All right. Kinnick Richenberger now back deep alongside Justin Faulkner for the Indians. They stand at their own 15-yard line as Henry Adam gets ready to kick this thing off. Adam, nice kick. It's going to be fielded at the 15 by Richenberger. He hesitates, now goes to his left, and he's going to be swallowed up at about the 25-yard line. So not much of a return there. A lot of hesitation by Richenberger. If he would have just ran straight upfield, he probably would have gotten another 5 yards, but was waiting on his blocks that never came, and Wapello will start this drive at their own 25, 26-yard line. 1st and 10. I'm going to have a kink in my neck if we don't get to the other side of the field here. Everything happening on this side of the field so far. Now the arrows come in, or the Indians come tight formation. Shotgun snap. He's going to roll to the near side, throws it in the flats, and that's completed and pushed out of bounds. Completed to number 10, Jackson Marshall. Got pretty decent gain there. It's going to bring up 2nd down and short. Got up to the 35. So it'll be 2nd and 1. They're going to give him 9 on that completion. The Indians now come up with 2 receivers to the far side, tight on the near side. Atkinson takes a snap, hands it off. It's a reverse to number 11. He's going to the far side. Will Adam is there, though, and wraps him up. A lot of the Panthers got fooled on that one, but Will Adam and Riley Smith did not, as they bring him down behind the line of scrimmage, so it's a loss of almost 2. It'll bring up 3rd down. It'll be 3rd and 2 on the scoreboard. 3rd and a very long 2, short 3. That's what this will be. See if Pekin's defense can stand strong here. That's I think the 3rd or 4th reverse type play that Indians have ran. This time they're going to send 2 receivers to the near side. Snap. Faulkner was not set. They didn't call it, though. And here's a burst up the middle and a 1st down for the Indians. That's Grant Wilson for the Indians. Pick up their 1st down. 2nd 1st down of the game for them. Ball's at the 45-yard line. At their own 45, I should say. I guess it could have gone down his motion because he was going backwards, but Faulkner was not set when they snapped that ball. Really would have had no effect on the play to come out in the same formation now. This time it's a throw to the near side, just a little slip screen, and that's going nowhere. Actually going to be a big loss as Will Adam pushes Jackson Marshall out of bounds. Loss of 3 on the play. 2nd and 13 at the 42-yard line of the Indians. And besides the trick play, Wapello has tried a lot of those slip screen type pass plays into the flats and quick hitters up the middle. See what they do here. 2nd and long, drop back to pass. He initially throws it, he's going to be wrapped up and sacked in the backfield. The sack is by Nolan Glick. Another large loss on the play, and it'll bring up a 3rd down and very long for the Indians. Third down at about 18, I think, is what looks like it's going to be. 1st down marker is all the way up at the 45-yard line of Pekin, so Wapello a lot to gain in 2 downs here if they choose to. Single receivers either side, drop back to pass. Throws it into Faulkner. Faulkner makes the catch at the 45 and tackled at the 47-yard line of Wapello, so certainly makes it a good dent into it, but still 4th and long. And it looks like the punting unit is going to come out as I see Edgar Vasquez trotting out onto the field. Riley Smith will retreat deep and await the punt. 4th down and 8. Minute 35 to go here in the opening quarter. Smith returned the last punt for a touchdown. It's going to be a fake punt, and Pekin is not fooled. Doesn't even just barely gets back. No, he doesn't even get back to the line of scrimmage, so Pekin not fooled on the fake punt. And Wapello will turn it over on downs, and Pekin will start yet another drive in Wapello territory. Furthest back they've started so far tonight at the Wapello 45-yard line. Seems like an eternity to the end zone from here. Good news is I get to look straight this time. Here's Will Adams. He's snap, rolls to the right, throws it down the field to Robert Brown. This is intercepted by Atkinson, who just jumped underneath the route, and he was there the whole time. Robert Brown was well covered, so not a real great decision by Will Adams to make that throw there, and Wapello get the ball right back. Right about where they started that third down and very long. It'll be at the 33-yard line. First and 10, and now a timeout is called.
Should point out that Coach Weber is looking pretty sharp tonight. His pants
Pants
are good.
His pants were earlier in a grocery bag in a mailbox.
We may or may not have delivered the pants to the stadium.
It is the first time in my life I can say that I've pulled pants out of a mailbox and brought them to the head coach of a football game.
Oh, he'll be so happy that we talked about this.
He will
tonight.
be. You'll have to ask him on the coach's show tomorrow if his pants felt right or if they were. It'd have been funny as if we would have spilled some of that breakfast burrito on him before we handed him off.
Is the homecoming queen one of the football managers on the field? I think so.
Must be. Well, she is the gal that came up and got the previously mentioned pants from us to take to Coach Weber, so she must be. It was Pekin that took that timeout. Here comes Wapello. First and 10 off the Will Adam interception. Looking for the pass in the flats. It's covered up well, and Atkinson's in trouble. Actually loses the ball, and it's picked up by Pekin's Lane Castellanos. There he is for you, Steve. Lane Castellanos. I think it's the first time I've actually called his name during gameplay. But he gets the fumble rattled up. And, I mean, if you could only see the stat line of this game this far, you would almost assume that there's inclement weather or something with it's very sloppy play by both teams. Here Pekin starts the drive again off the Will Adams interception, and Pekin gets a fumble recovery. Now hands it off to Henry Adam. He's all the way up to about the 15-yard line on that run. His first carry of the night, actually. So Pekin will have it second and short. Second and about 2 at the 15. Adam takes the snap, hands it off to Adam again. He's up the middle. He's got a lane. Gets pulled down. Actually drove the tackler forward. It's good enough for a Panther first down. I think they're going to give him about the 6-yard line, maybe the 7. Going to be first and goal for the Panthers now. And just looking down on the sideline, Elijah Brock down there getting his hand taped up by the trainer, so he's not on the field right now. Got Riley Smith, Robert Brown, Casey Davis out there. Here comes Henry Adam in motion. They're going to hand it to him again. Up the middle he goes. He's dragging a whole bunch of defenders with him and into the end zone. That is a touchdown. Another Sinclair tractor touchdown for the Panthers. Is Henry Adam trucking his way into that one. And Pekin now leads 22-0 with 8 seconds remaining in the opening quarter. Henry just trucked it in there, and now he's going to try the point after. 2 for 2 here tonight. Kick is good as he sent like a punt spiral kick through the uprights, but it is good. And Pekin leads 23-0 with 8 seconds left in the first quarter here on homecoming night.
All righty, we do thank some of our sponsors here on Steve Shuttler Media for Pekin Panther football. And that includes Helmuth Ford. We've got Oski Dental, Sinclair Tractor and Sinclair Napa, Shetler Insurance Services, Keokuk County Hospital and Clinics, Pilot Grove Savings Bank, Sigourney Body Shop, Bridget's Public House, Son-in-Law Services, Adam Clark for Sheriff. We've got Barn Wired, Copeland Auto Body, Fairfield Precast Concrete, South Ottumwa Savings Bank, Cranston Family Funeral Home, Nutrien Ag Solutions, Federation Bank, Gobbler Creek Seeds, Fremont Funeral Chapel, and Adrian Dickey for Senate. Again, all of our sponsors here on Steve Shetler Media for Pekin Panther football. And of course, as Josh mentioned earlier in the broadcast, we'll be following Pekin into the postseason with the playoffs. So you can count on us being there for the games as far as Pekin goes.
All righty, looking forward to it, and this is going highly likely that Pekin should have at least one home game in the playoffs, possibly two. Just all depends on how everything shakes out. Here's the kickoff, and this time is received by Kennick. He goes up the middle, hit hard, brought down to about the 34-yard line. Somebody else kicked that off. That was not Henry Adam. He kicked that ball off. I wasn't even looking until he was approaching or running up on the kick. That it was somebody different, so. Wapello will have it at their 34-yard line, first down and 10. The last play of the first quarter with just 8 seconds remaining. Bunch formation as they're all tight to the near side here. Going to hand it off up the middle, cuts back to the near side and swallowed up immediately by about 6 Panthers. Nowhere to go there. It'll be second down and 10 when we start the second quarter, but that is it for the first quarter. Pekin leads 23-0 after one on homecoming and senior night here, Pekin's football field.
Yeah, we just ran through our sponsors, so nice. I mean, weather-wise, how often do we see upper 80s in basically mid-October?
Right. I mean, it's just been extremely nice. And, I mean, first couple of games were a little hot, but that's about all you can complain about. Really avoided rain and everything else all season long here. It is nice.
You can kind of see in the air there's maybe a little bit of dust from the fields, from the farmers doing their work. But
there's no air moving whatsoever here tonight. I mean, the flag is moving a little bit, but when you're standing outside, you don't feel anything. So just the haze around. Did you see the Northern Lights last night, Steve?
I did. My wife and I kind of drove out into the middle of nowhere, and I took a picture with a filter on my camera. I posted it on Steve Shetler Media, and I did caption it by saying, "Does it really count if you have to use a filter to see the Northern Lights?" I mean, if you can't see it with your bare eye, it doesn't count.
It shouldn't.
But I know a lot of people had comments saying that they could see the lights.
If they're probably far enough away from any light pollution or anything like that. Here's Wapello, starts second quarter. Second down and 9, so they did give him a yard in that last run. Going to roll out to the near side. This is tipped at the line of scrimmage, up in the air, and falls incomplete. Nolan Glick getting some pressure on the far side there and gets the ball batted up in the air. Actually, probably a little further away than what it looks from up here, but he had a chance to bat that up in the air and intercept it himself. So great play by Nolan Glick there. It'll be third down and 9 for the Indians. Pekin leads 23-0. Just starting the second quarter here. Again, Wapello, about 10 seconds left on the play clock before they even break the huddle, so they've certainly taken their time to get the plays in. They do snap quickly once they get to the line of scrimmage. They're down to 2 seconds now, 1-0, and there's going to be a delay of game. Just couldn't quite get it off. That'll march them back 5. Well, let's see if we can get any updates. They'll reset this play. See to break the huddle this time with 15 seconds on the play clock. Keep a little closer eye on that. As Waplo's been running it down within 5 seconds every time when they snap it. Snap it with exactly 5. As Atkinson rolls to his right, he's in trouble, just throws it up and out of bounds. Just threw that one away, and it'll be 4th and long, so this should force another punt from the Arrows. Pleasantville and Eddyville is not a good game. It is 41-0 in favor of Pleasantville right now, and that is early in the second quarter. So
Wow.
if that score is correct, Pleasantville kind of running away with that one. Here comes Vasquez. He's going to punt from about his own 20-yard line by the time he lets it go. It is nearly blocked, but gets an end over a kick off. Riley Smith fields it at the 35-yard line. Goes to the middle, now cuts back. And wrapped up at about the 50-yard line, right at midfield. Another update. Sigourney Kyoto leads Colfax Mingo 27-0 as they are just starting the first play of the second quarter. I do have to say, it was just at Colfax Mingo this past week for junior high volleyball, and quite the complex school and football field and athletic complex, I should say, there Colfax Mingo has. They've got quite the setup, especially for a school that's not that big. Here is Will Adam. First down 10, throws it up the middle to Henry and throws it behind him, and a flag comes in late as Will Adam gets up off the ground. This could be a roughing the passer. It is roughing the passer as Will Adam was hit way late. I actually wasn't even looking back down in there, so it'll be a first down for the Panthers on the penalty. That'll move them all the way up to the 35-yard line. It'll be 1st and 10 from there. Early in the first quarter for Ottumwa and Waukee Northwest. Waukee Northwest leads 9-0. So my guess is they had some type of safety in that game as well. Here comes the snap. Goes right through the hands of Will Adam. He has to go all the way back, retreat, and he's not going to get it. Waplo is going to recover it right about the original line of scrimmage from Pekin at the 49-yard line of Pekin. So Waplo will start with the ball in Panther territory for the first time here tonight, and just continued both teams just very, very sloppy play so far tonight. As another turnover. And here come the Indians. 1st and 10. Here's the throw. Pass right down the middle of the field. Making the catch is number 18, Dane Hogue. Is wrapped up by Elijah Brock. A gain of about 7 or 8. And put the ball at the 41-yard line. Second down and 3. Atkinson takes a snap, hands it off. Running back to the right side and actually tripped over a blocker before Alton Williams comes in and finishes it up. It doesn't work at all there. And it'll be 3rd and long, 3rd and 8 for the Indians. Oskaloosa and Xavier update. 9 minutes to go in the opening quarter. Xavier leads 7-0 over the Indians of Oskaloosa. Waplo Indians send a man in motion, looking for the flat. Changes his mind, now pops it up in the air. This is just out of bounds. Uncatchable by anyone, and that'll bring up 4th down. We'll see. Waplo attempted a fake punt the last time they were around midfield. Let's see what they do here. Smith's going to go back to return. Vasquez is trotting onto the field. Now he comes back off. So
You said Xavier leads 7-0.
yes, sir.
Okay.
All right. Edgar Vasquez comes into punt. He'll boot this one away from about his own 45-yard line. By the time he walks up on it, this time he kicks it sideways. It was tipped. I think it hit the back of his lineman's head. The ball is Riley Smith's going to have to let it go. It's going to take a huge Wapello roll all the way down to about the 3 or 4 yard line. So I'm pretty confident that Vasquez's punt hit one of his blockers in the back of the helmet. Took an end over end. It made it fall way short. Riley Smith couldn't do anything with it.
I bet he meant to do that.
Maybe he did.
Get a little ricochet off the back of the helmet.
Slingshot engaged. So Pekin will start for the first time deep in their own territory. We're staying on this left side of the field, though, so far tonight. As Adam is empty. Stands in his own end zone for the shotgun snap. He's going to keep it himself. Goes to the left side. Makes first couple of guys miss. Breaks free. Gets a hole all the way up and around. Being drugged from behind, but still going all the way up to about the 27-yard line. Will Adam just struck him his way on. I was about to say before they snapped that the previous Pekin offensive play was a snap that went through the hands of Will Adam. Clean that up as he's able to take a big gain down the field. Let's see where they're going to spot him. They actually spot him at the 26-yard line. Elijah Brock back on the field for the Pekin offense. Here's a direct snap to Glick. Glick around the near side, cuts back to the middle, finds a lane, gets up the field all the way up to about the 40 before he's ripped down there. Good run for Nolan Glick back in the game after that first series fumble. He sat a couple offensive possessions out. Back in there now. As you see him saw him put 2 arms around that ball as he's being tackled that time. Certainly learned his lesson. 9:15 to go here in the second period. Pekin leads 23-0. Driving down the field, this drive started at their own 3-yard line. Adams has got Davis and Brown to the near side. Send Glick in motion. Fake handoff to him. Adam keeps it himself. Cuts around, dances backwards, then goes back upfield up to about the 50-yard line before he's pushed out of bounds. And about the 49. And actually, they're going to give him the 48-yard line of the Indians. Another first down for the Panthers. This time, Davis and Brown are going to go to the far side. Brock to the near side. Got Adam and Glick up in the up back position. Will takes a snap, steps back, pump fakes, rolls to the near side. Now he's just going to tuck it and run. He gets up to about the 40, 35-30, and steps out of bounds at the 30-yard line. Another first down for the Panthers, and made very short work. Already 67 yards of offense on this drive alone. And Wapello doesn't seem to have an answer on this drive. All right, Glick lines up, Henry Adam lines up to the right of Will Adam. Snap, handoff to Henry. He goes to the left side, cuts it outside, now back up to the middle, and he's wrapped up after a decent gain. Second down and short for the Panthers. Pekin drives right on down the field. 8:20 to go in the second quarter here. 23-0. Will has got Henry to his left. Glick lined up in the up back to the left too. So a little wrinkle in the formation. Will's going to keep it. Hands it off to Glick to the near side. He gets around the corner. He's going to get the corner turn and in. Touchdown, Nolan Glick. And the Panthers lead 29-0 with 8:01 to go. That is another Sinclair tractor touchdown for the Pekin Panthers. A little wrinkle in the formation there as Henry, Adam, and Nolan Glick lined up on the right, or on the same side of the ball. Normally they're separated.
Absolutely.
Absolutely. And Glick comes around with that basically a counter play is what I would call it, because the blockers were blocking like he was going that way. Here's a high snap. Adam gets it down, and Henry kicks it. Does he get it through? He does. He just sneaked it through the corner. Will Adam, the snap kind of fluttered back to him. He had to react quickly, so nice job there by Will Adam to get that ball down, and Henry just kind of punched it through, and 30-0 is our score with 8:01 to go in the second period.
All righty. We thank some of our sponsors. Helmuth Ford, our headliner. Oski Dental, Sinclair Tractor, Sinclair Napa, Shetler Insurance Services, Keokuk County Hospital and Clinics, Pilot Grove Savings Bank, Sigourney Body Shop, Bridget's Public House, Son-in-Law Services, Adam Clark for Sheriff. Got Barn Wired, who, by the way, Barn Wired was honored earlier this week as the Iowa Senate's Small Business of the Week. Joni Ernst came down to honor Amanda Snakenberg and Barn Wired. Congratulations on that. Copeland Auto Body, Fairfield Precast Concrete, South Ottumwa Savings Bank, Cranston Family Funeral Home, Nutrient Ag Solutions, Gobbler Creek Seeds, Federation Bank, Fremont Funeral Chapel, and Adrian Dickey for Senate, all on board as sponsors for Pekin Panther football.
All righty, we're going to have Faulkner and Richenberger back deep to receive for the Indians. As the ball is kicked off, fielded by an upback, and then fumbled. He's just going to have to cover it up at the 25-yard line. As kicking off now for the Panthers is Castellanos.
Why didn't you help me with that name in the pregame, Josh? You just say it with such.
Well,
ease.
you weren't in the studio for me to talk to. You were over in the press box, so. But certainly, senior night here, getting him some extra time on the field in some different positions.
Say it again. I just want to hear it.
Castellanos.
Beautifully done.
Here is the Indians. Quickly handed off to number 2. He goes to the right side and going to have 2 or 3 yards on that carry. As they're going to move a little quicker. I never did flip my rosters there. Number 2 is Grant Wilson for the Indians. Will Adam is credited with that tackle from the strong safety position. Indians line up in a tight formation here. They got a bunch receivers on the far side of the field. And it's a handoff up the middle. Delayed handoff, and he's hit hard. That was Grant Wilson again. Still picked up a couple more. It'll be third down, about 4 for the Indians. Call it third down and 5 now that they get all settled in there. First down yardage is the 34-yard line, currently at the 29. Drop back to pass. He's got to throw it. He's hit as he throws, and it's nearly caught anyway. A diving Dane Hogue. The ball was thrown short. Alton Williams absolutely crushed Atkinson as he was letting go of that ball. It made a short throw, and Hogue actually made an incredible effort to try to dive and make a catch there, but could not come up with it. And that brings up 4th down and 5, and it looks like Wapello is going to punt again. Riley Smith stands at his own 40-yard line, awaiting this one from Vasquez. Vasquez lets this one go. It's a end-over-end punt. Good yardage. Takes another roll for Wapello. This is going to roll all the way inside the 20 and finally stop at about the 19-yard line. So Vasquez getting the roll here tonight. And that's where Pekin will take over with 6:24 to go in the second quarter.
Of course, later on, we'll be picking our Daisy Dew Landscaping Player of the Game. So stick around for that. Zach Wise not with us tonight. Now, Zach is in the comments this evening. He's missing out on the breakfast burritos, and he is upset about that. I don't blame him.
Yeah. It's just sitting here getting cold, Zach.
Not for long, though.
No. Here comes
Halftime's
Will Adam.
coming.
Takes the snap. Hands it to Brock, who makes a cut up the middle. He's still on his feet all the way up to near the 44-yard line. Elijah Brock hit the hole with authority and gets all the way up to the 44-yard line. First down for Pekin. Elijah Brock, I didn't see him. They snuck him back there in a position you normally see Glick or Henry Adam. So Pekin changes things up here tonight. Brock's there again. Just to the left of Will Adam. Nolan Glick's on the far side. Snap. Another handoff to Brock. He goes up the middle, makes first man miss. Runs through a tackler and ends up at the 45-yard line of the Wapello Indians. Another carry for Elijah Brock and another Panther first down. Just instead of throwing the ball, finding a way to get the ball into Brock's hands. We saw him earlier get taped up. His right hand was getting some attention from his left hand as I look down on the field now. He's lined up there again. See if they go there. They got twin receivers to the far side. It is a fake handoff to Brock. Will Adams going to throw it in the flat, but throws it behind Robert Brown and incomplete. Wapello did a good job there of not selling on the fake to Elijah Brock. Bring up 2nd and 10. Ball's at the 45-yard line of Wapello. 5:22 to go in the quarter. They got Glick to the right of Will Adam with Brock split out. Adams going to keep it, and he's in trouble in the backfield, but makes a few guys miss, gets back to the line of scrimmage, and then picks up about 3 or 4 yards before being pushed out of bounds. Bring up a 3rd down and about 7 as line judges stop. So it'll be 3rd and 7. Ball's at the 42-yard line with 5:16 to go in the second quarter. And you got to think from here, this spot on the field, you got 2 downs to pick up this first down. Can't imagine Pekin would be any type of positive play here, would not be punting. Brock back to the left of Will Adam. It's a big handoff to Elijah. Will Adam throws it deep, all alone. Casey Davis, touchdown, Pekin. There's still not a defender. There's more Pekin guys closer to him. The closest defender was at the 30-yard line. Casey Davis was standing out there playing center field. That's a definition of blown coverage there. Completely sold out on the fake handoff and the underneath route to Brown. And another Sinclair Tractor touchdown for the Panthers. 5:09 to go in the second quarter. Pekin leads 36-0. Waiting the point after by Henry Adam. Kick looks good. It is good. So Henry's perfect on the night, 37-0. And Steve, I could have made that pass to Casey Davis.
I tell you what, though, Cade McNamara for the Iowa Hawkeyes probably would have underthrown it.
Yeah, it would have been tough. There's the guy last year, Deacon would have.
Deacon Hill?
He probably would have thrown an interception in that situation.
Yeah.
And
now you're going to the Iowa game tomorrow.
I am going to the Iowa game tomorrow to see the Hawkeyes and the Huskies. Seen them play so many times, and back in the day in the Rose Bowl and stuff like that. Now part of the Big Ten Conference. Looking forward to it.
It's still weird to have those Pac-12 teams on board.
It is. It's weird to think that here in the I don't think this season, but certainly probably next year, like when Iowa goes to Washington or goes to USC or whatever it is, you're going to have an Iowa game kick off at like 10 o'clock at night.
That's going to suck.
So that's coming, and it did that a few times. I think when they played like Arizona State, wasn't there a game that kicked off at like 9 o'clock or something?
Yep.
And
you got to stay up till midnight, 12:30 to see the end. And Iowa generally, and kind of the Big Ten in general, loses those late-night West Coast games.
Yeah, that's a late night. Here's Castellanos. for the kickoff, and this is a low line drive fielded by. They're going to do a reverse to Faulkner. They tried this on the opening kickoff. He makes the first couple of tacklers miss, breaks open. He's up to the 50, striding his way out. He's got a chance, but he's tackled from behind by Elijah Brock. Brock making a good pursuit to save the touchdown, and once again, Faulkner, off of a big play, is shaken up after the tackle. Saw that when they did that double reverse flea flicker play to start the game. Faulkner made the catch, but was out of the game then the next few plays because he was shaken up from the hit. And it wasn't that hard of a hit by Brock, really just grabbed him from behind. Nonetheless, great starting field position for the Arrows. 37-0 is the score, 4:22 to go. Continuous clock will run now. Here's a handoff, and now the play is whistled dead. Timeout was called by Wapello before the snap. So that'll stop the clock at 4:14. 37-0 is the score. Over in Eddyville, it is halftime there. Pleasantville leads that one 48-0. Yeah, I'm got a football-filled weekend. I got this tonight, Hawkeyes tomorrow, and then Sunday I'm going to go watch a couple of my nephews play, not quite to this level of football. It's 3rd and 4th grade football, tackle football, so...
I'm sure there are some parents that take it as seriously.
I'm sure there will be. And then I got Monday night, got my Bills hosting Aaron Rodgers and we shouldn't even call him the New York Jets anymore. We should call him the New York Rodgers because he's pretty much running that franchise at this point.
I'm not an NFL guy, but they got rid of their coach this week, didn't they?
They did. Sigourney leads Colfax Mingo 42-0 with 4 minutes left in the second period. Here is Wapello out of their timeout. Snap is and a drop back for a pass. It was tipped at the line of scrimmage by it was either Alton Williams or Caden Bender. I'm not sure whose paw got up there and tipped the ball. Incomplete. Brings up 2nd and 10. But, yep, they fired their head coach, who's like a defensive type of – he ran the defense basically. He was the head coach, but defensive type of coach. And the defense is best in the NFL. They fired their head coach. Their offense is terrible. And so they promoted their offensive guy, and it's kind of a little hot mess going on over there. Here is the snap. Handoff off the right tackle. He's got room to run with a lead blocker, and he's going to get near a first down. That was Grant Wilson. It is a first down for the Indians. It was 65. Grayson Nagel for Wapello that was just completely leading the way, and now a timeout's called by Pekin. That's their second timeout of the half. All of one remaining. 3:17 to go on the scoreboard. 37-0. As I look at the Sinclair Napa scoreboard, I just saw a big Steve Shetler media sign up there on the screen there. So it's nice of those guys to sponsor the school programs.
Yeah, this has worked out well this year for Steve Shetler Media to team up with Pekin, and we're going to have basketball coming up this winter. And who knows? Maybe we'll throw in some other stuff this winter too. We'll take a look at some schedules and see what we can do.
Yeah, I'll try to maybe get a wrestling meet or something like that in there too. Wrestling's a huge part of the high school sports in the state of Iowa.
We should do some pro wrestling.
I'll have to run the camera and do the computer thing. It'll be like when we're at volleyball games, Steve. It'll be like that, except for I'll be you and
yeah.
Here's the snap and a quick pass to the flat, nearly intercepted by Robert Brown, but falls incomplete. 3:09 and counting as a continuous clock will run with the differential more than 35 points. I have to get a check on baseball here, too. I'm also a Yankees fan. I'm just throwing all my teams out there today. They made the ALCS, but there's a big one tonight between the Dodgers and the Padres. It should honestly be playing right now. Actually, it might even be over. I'm not 100% certain, but the Dodgers, the $1 billion payroll they have. Here's a fake handoff and a pass up the middle, a wide open number 18. He's drugged from behind but falls forward and down near the goal line. That's Dane Hogue. And he is slow to get up, actually goes back down to the ground. Almost holding his leg up like he was cramping. We'll see. Trainer runs out on the field there. Looks like they're going to give him the ball at about the 1 yard line. It's Pekin's defense. 2:23 to go in the second quarter. Backed up to the goal line. First team defense, I mean, outside of the Lisbon game, has not really given up any points this year. So spot for them to see if they can stand tall and keep these Indians out of the end zone before halftime here.
We'll throw in some of our sponsors while we have a second. Looks like the player is up and walking off the field under his own accord, so that's good. Some of our sponsors include Helmuth Ford, Oski Dental, Sinclair Tractor and Sinclair Napa, Shetler Insurance Services, Keokuk County Hospital and Clinics, Pilot Grove Savings Bank, Sigourney Body Shop, Bridget's Public House, Son-in-Law Services, and Adam Clark for Sheriff. Just some of our sponsors on our list. We'll take it back to the game.
There's another score that, if it's true, it's kind of blown up. Waukee Northwest leads Ottumwa 30-6 in the first quarter now.
Wow. Ottumwa's been really good this year. That's kind of surprising.
Yeah. Atkinson takes a snap, hands it off, and met at the line of scrimmage and driven backwards is Grant Wilson. See who was in on the tackle. I see Bender, Smith, and Williams all in there on the tackle. Actually moves him back a yard. It'll be second down and goal now. You got to assume with this score that Wapalo's going to essentially got 3 more plays to try to get this in there. Of course, any score here would result in the continuous clock stopping. Here's a snap. Quarterback's going to keep it himself. He's in trouble initially. Now he's wrapped up in the backfield. No, he squirts his way free and then wrapped up. Another loss on the play. Pekin comes down with a ball, but I think they had whistled the play dead. Riley Smith has the football in his hand. I think they whistled it dead before he ripped it out of the quarterback's arms. And so now it's third down and goal. Ball all the way back to the 4 yard line. So Pekin standing strong defensively, inside a minute to go here. Wapello does have 2 timeouts remaining, so I would assume if they don't punch it in here, they'll take a timeout on 4th down. Snap to Atkinson. He's rolling to the right. He's in trouble with sack for a big loss. Huge loss. Tackled by Glick and Castanillo.
See?
Now you got me messed up.
It's not easy.
But huge loss. And Wapelo's letting the clock wind down at his 4th down. I think they're going to try a long field goal here. My guess is they'll let the clock run all the way down. There's about a 1.5 difference between the play clock and the game clock. If I was Wapello, I think I'd run this down to a second or 2 and then call a timeout. Now a timeout is called by Wapello with 8.9 seconds remaining on the game clock. I don't know why you'd wait. If you're going to wait that long, you may as well wait till it's down to 3 seconds or so that it becomes the last play of the half, but they choose to go ahead and take it with 8.9 remaining. So unless this is a field goal attempt that the ball goes up in the air and stays there forever, or it's blocked and Pekin returns it, we'll still have one more play after this in this half. Again, though, the important thing is for the way that the rules are is Pekin leads 37-0. A field goal would put it back to 34-point lead, so the continuous clock would stop. This will be he's going to put the puck at the 25-yard line, so a 35-yard attempt by Edgar Vasquez for the Indians. Left-footed kicker. Snap is good. No, it's not. The snap is dropped. Vasquez picks it up off the hit, and he's tackled at the 30-yard line. And the clock runs out on the play. It is halftime. We'll wait till the official signals it. It seems like the clock ran a little bit long. They are going to say it's halftime, so the play will end on the half, or at the half, with Pekin leading 37-0.
All right, let me switch around some things here, Josh. Before they've asked me to butcher some halftime names for the homecoming court after doing a doozy in the pregame. So you might have to grab the camera here again. I'm assuming they're going to come down here on the track. I can't guarantee that. But,
yeah, I don't know. They seem to be lining up on the far end there, so.
all right, so while we adjust, I'm going to grab the PA mic and announce our homecoming court.
Well, that was too close for comfort. Made it to the half-yard line. The closest team's made to the end zone our turf this year. West Branch. I just made the Pekin West Branch game back in 07. Yeah, 07. We stopped. 2007. I was actually on the field. I was on the track watching it up close. Bo was somewhere around here. I think we might have been up in the press box. They got to the half-yard line. We stopped them and we managed to win the game by going number. I think it was like a touchdown. Because that's how we got into the playoffs. It was the first time we made the playoffs in a couple of years. Pretty good. Clutch kick.
So that he can become a sports medicine physician. That is Ava and Caden. Put your hands together. On the way next is Case Miller and Will Adam. Case would be the daughter of Jeremy Miller and Heather Lynn. During her time at Pekin, she's been involved in volleyball, track, and rising religion. Future plans are to go to criminal justice field.
Will is the son of Brent and Linda Adam. During his time at Pekin, he's been involved in football, basketball, track, baseball, FFA, and rising religions. He is currently undecided about his plans after graduation. So give it up for Case Miller and Will Adam. Next up is Grace Phillips and Isaac Sylvester. Grace, the daughter of Sean and Jody Phillips. During her time at Pekin, she's been involved in volleyball, track, basketball management, quiz bowl, NHS, Spanish club, FCCLA, senior rising rotations, and I-STEP. Her future plans are to attend either Indian Hills Community College or the University of Iowa. Isaac is the son of Adam Sylvester and Jill Wynn. During his time at Pekin, he's been involved in basketball, football, track, baseball, student council, FFA, and Rock Knowledge Youth Group. His future plans are to go to Kirkwood for ag business for 2 years and then go into the workforce. That is Grace and Isaac. On the way next, we've got Brooke Sylvester and Casey Davis. Brooke is the daughter of Brad and Debbie Sylvester. During her time at Pekin, she's been involved in cross-country, basketball, track, FBLA, and rising rotations. Her future plans are to attend cosmetology school. Casey is the son of Mike and Carla Davis. During his time at Pekin, he's been involved in in football, basketball, track, baseball, FFA, FCA, and Rock Knowledge Youth Group. His future plans are to go to Iowa State to study agronomy. It is Brooke and Casey. And finally tonight, your 2024 Pekin Homecoming King and Queen, Robert Brown and Sarah Hamilton. Sarah is the daughter of Jeremy and Carrie Beth Hamilton. During her time at Pekin, she's been in band, choir, football managing, helping backstage with the play, cross-age mentoring, Spanish club, FCA, TAG, National Honor Society, and Rising Rurotans. Her future plans are to go to a 2-year college and then transfer to a 4-year university to study early elementary education. Robert is the son of Todd and Gail Brown. During his time at Pekin, he's been in football, basketball, track, baseball, band, NHS, FCA, Rising Rotans, and has helped with the play. His future plans are to go to a 2-year college and then transfer to a 4-year university to study engineering, yet to be determined. Give it up for your homecoming king and queen, Robert Brown and Sarah Hamilton. Alrighty, so we're at halftime here of Pekin football. Pekin leading 37-0 after that goal line stand. Josh, I think I survived halftime. I didn't butcher any names too bad that time around.
No, those names were all pretty easy. Adam, Brown.
Is it Ruritan or Ruritan?
I don't know.
Because I was saying that multiple times, and I wasn't quite sure how to say it.
I don't know on that one.
So I just kind of started mumbling it at the end.
That works too.
Ruritan. Anyway, here's your Pekin marching band for the halftime show.
This is Panther by Earth, Wind, and Fire, Dancing Queen by ABBA, and Funky Town by Lip Inc.
All right, we are back. We got a couple of minutes to go before the second half begins. Josh Clubb, what's on your mind? Josh, what's up?
Oh, just watching you eat Zach's burrito.
True.
Yeah.
Yeah, you talk. I'm going to finish the burrito.
Yeah, you finish the burrito. Smack into the mic a little bit so Zach can hear it. No, not a lot. First half, both teams pretty sloppy play on both Pekin and Wapello, and our score is 37-0 at halftime. There's a few more updated scores we got during the halftime break that are rolling across the bottom of your screen. A lot of one-sided affairs going on, other than the Montezuma and Baxter score seems to be pretty close, 34-30, but the rest of them kind of out there. Also, you're keeping an eye on postseason baseball. The Dodgers lead that one in the fifth inning, 1-0. So stuff going on there, but Pekin will receive this second half kickoff with the lead. Of course, that goal line stand and the botched snap of the field goal attempt, it would have been a pretty lengthy kick anyway. It would have been about a 35-yard attempt for Wapello, and during warm-ups, that was about their kicker's max distance, so would have been interesting to see, but the snap was not good. Kicker didn't even attempt at the ball. Pekin came up with that goal line stand to keep the point or the running clock going, 37-0. As long as they maintain a 35-point differential, they will keep that running clock going. Of course, it's all there at halftime. We had the homecoming court all announced. Robert Brown, the football players here, and the football manager getting crowned king and queen. I'm assuming, Steve, maybe they probably do some sort of celebration earlier in the week for that. I noticed all the toilet paper around town on our way here, so some type of celebration going on.
Yeah, I'm not positive what all they did on homecoming. So
Steve's brief pause was not him thinking, that was him swallowing.
Continuing to chew and digest my second burrito.
Yeah.
Thank you, Joy Latcham.
Here comes the kick by Vasquez. And it's a short kick fielded by Henry Adam. He's going to go up the middle, then to the outside. Still rolling and spinning his way all the way up near midfield. Be about the 49-yard line, I think, is where they're going to spot him. And that's where Pekin will start the second half.
Even cold, the second breakfast burrito was still tasty.
Well, we'll see how long the starters stay on the field for the Panthers right now. Adam has got Adam to his right. It's going to be a handoff to Henry. He goes to the left tackle and then fights his way forward for a gain of about 6. Call it 7. Be second down and 3. Ball's right on the 45-yard line of the Indians. So the Indians have been able to move the ball on Pekin on certain drives. We'll see what kind of adjustments defensive coaching staff has made. Offensively, really, the Indians haven't had an answer to stop the Panthers. The Panthers have had an answer to stop themselves. Here's a direct snap to Glick, and he's going to the near side. Not really much to go, but he fights his way forward for a gain of a yard or 2. Looked like he's going to run out of bounds right at the line of scrimmage, but puts his head down and runs into the tackler. And actually, they're going to give him the first down. Good hard run there by Nolan Glick. Glick with the most recent touchdown for the Panthers. That was Casey Davis on the wide open pass, but Glick did score one on that reverse play. Robert Brown goes in motion. It's going to be a handoff to him. It's a jet sweep. He goes to the left side, turns the corner, gets upfield, has about 5 or 6 before he's hit, and falls forward. Big gain on first down. Give him 8. Call it second down and 2. 3 plays here. 3 different ball carriers. See if they throw Elijah Brock back there now just to keep the pace going. Brock actually splits out again. Robert Brown is in the slot. Casey Davis split out. Brown goes in motion. Fake the jet sweep. Will Adam keeps it himself. He goes up the middle. He's got the first down. Drug down from behind by number 65, Grayson Nagel. Pekin wasting no time driving down the field. Actually, all their plays have had a different ball carrier. See if they keep that pace going. Henry Adam, Nolan Glick, Robert Brown, Will Adam. See whose number's called on this one as Henry comes out to the slot, trips to the near side, Glick to the slot on the other side, twins to the far side, empty set. Will Adam, Glick comes in motion, and the play is whistled dead on the snap. Looked like it was going to be a handoff to Nolan Glick. False start on the Panthers. That'll march them back 5. It'll be 1st and 15. They're going to bring Glick in from the slot and run a sweep to the near side. First and 15. Ball is spotted right in the middle of the field. And Pekin, with just 5 seconds on the play clock, hustles up to the line. Get the snap off in time. Will's going to keep it. He's following behind Glick. Turns upfield and stiff arms his way. Now it bounces to the outside and pushed out of bounds at about the 25-yard line. Second down and about 7. First down yardage is right at the 19 line. Ball's at the 26. It'll be second down and 7. Davis and Brown go to the far side. Brock to the near side. Glick is to the right of Will Adam. Henry Adams lined up on the right side as well. We saw this reverse to Glick the last time, but Adams just going to keep it and fall behind Glick, but he's caught from behind immediately and ripped down for a small gain. Wapello snuffed that one up, and a 3rd down for the Panthers. Certainly in 4-down territory here. Don't think Henry Adams got the place-kicking leg for this distance. Pekin will try to pick up the first down, though. They'll have to make that decision. Davis and Brown go to the far side. Brock to the near side. Glick comes in motion. Fake the handoff to Glick. Will Adam goes up the middle. He's got the first down and more as he's finally brought down at about the 10-yard line. Let's see if they spot him. I think they're going to spot him at the 11. It's a first down regardless. So it'll be 1st and 10 from the 11. They'll be able to get a first down before scoring. Glick to the left of Adam. This direct snap to Glick. He's going to follow Adam to the right side. Gets to the outside, turns the corner up the sideline and pushed out of bounds. Near first down yardage. Pushed out of bounds by Dominic Ibbotson. So it's 2nd and less than a yard. Ball's at the 2-yard line. Flip the formation this time. Glick still to the left of Adam. Direct snap to Glick. He's going to go up the middle, and he's going to finish the job and get in to the end zone. Touchdown Panthers. Yet another Sinclair Tractor touchdown for Pekin, and it's 43-0 with 5:22 to go in the third quarter, I should say. And we'll see if we're going to have Cody Silvers out to try the point after. Freshman getting a chance at place kicking duties. Snap is good, and hold is good. Kick was low and into the back of the lineman, and it'll go down as a block kick, but that kick really never got more than a couple of feet off the air. So our score will remain 43-0.
All right. Do thank our sponsors making our game possible and our broadcast possible all year long here on Steve Shuttler Media. That includes Adrian Dickey for Senate, Fremont Funeral Chapel, Federation Bank, Gobbler Creek Seeds. Let's see here. Nutrient Ag Solutions, Cranston Family Funeral Home, South Ottumwa Savings Bank, Fairfield Precast Concrete, Copeland Auto Body, Barn Wired. We've got Oski Dental, Sinclair Tractor and Sinclair Napa, Shuttler Insurance Services, Keokuk County Hospital and Clinics, Pilot Grove Savings Bank, Sigourney Body Shop, Bridget's Public House, Son-in-Law Services, Adam Clark for Sheriff, and Helmuth Ford, all making our games possible here on Steve Shuttler Media, Facebook, and YouTube. Just a quick reminder, you can tune in tomorrow morning, 8 a.m. for the sports section, live from Brothers Market in Sigourney. We'll be talking to the head coaches from Pekin, English Valleys, and Sigourney Keota football tomorrow on the sports section.
Alrighty, well, back deep to receive this one now will be Garrett Cooley and Kinnick Richenberger. Faulkner shaken up on the last kickoff, and this is a short kick. It's going to be fielded by an upback at the 30-yard line. He's hit immediately by Robert Brown and wrestled down by multiple Pekin specialists, including Brown and Glick in there. And that's where Wapello will start their first drive of the second half, right at the 35-yard line. Faulkner is out there. Normally the kickoff returner, but did not there. Here's a handoff going to the right side, getting around the corner, spinning his way up to about the 40-yard line. Goes Grant Wilson. Pick up a 5 on first down. It'll bring second down and 5. Ball's up to 40. Twin receivers to the near side. Snap. And a Faulkner. Ball's fumbled. And it's still loose. I'm not sure. I think. Wow, right back into Wilson's hands. He was getting wrapped up. The ball flung out. Bender was tackling him, continued to tackle him, spun him around right back on top of the football. So be back to the 30. They're going to put it on the 34-yard line. So it'll be third down at 11 now for Wapello. Yeah, Bender, as he's wrapping up Wilson, if he saw that ball come out, he may have let go of him, but he spun him around right back on top of the football. As Wapello hustles to the line. 3 seconds to go on the play clock. They do get it off in time. Snap, passes up the middle, tipped, and then nearly intercepted. Henry Adam jumped up and tipped at the ball, and I think Elijah Brock would have had it intercepted had Henry Adam not tipped it. Nonetheless, brings up fourth down, and Riley Smith goes back for another chance at a punt return. He returned one. A very long one on the free kick. He took one to the house here earlier tonight. The only two he had a chance at. The other ones have been short and just rolled their way down. Vasquez takes a high snap. It's blocked. Picked up by, he's trying to pick it up. Now it's picked up by Landon Crow, and he takes it in for the Pekin touchdown. I did not see at all who blocked it initially, or who was trying. I think it was Glick that was trying to pick it up. Landon Crow finished the job and walks into the end zone, 49-0 with 2:41 to go. So Pekin special teams. A couple of scores on the night, and we'll see who they send out. It looks like they're going to give Cody Silvers another chance at the extra point here. Freshman getting his opportunity. Now the holder, Comstock, repositions himself, and Silvers has to reset. 7 seconds on the play clock. going to have to kind of hurry. Here's the snap. It's high snap. Gets it down. Kick is up and good. Silvers makes the kick and largely celebrated by Pekin faithful, including his teammates. (52-0) with 2:41 to go here in the third quarter. All Pekin tonight here on homecoming and senior night.
Once again, tomorrow morning, we've got the sports section on the air. We always start with Coach Clint Weber at 8 a.m. Then we'll have the English Valley's Coach Brendan Grimm and Sigourney Kyoto's Jared Jensen to wrap things up. Tomorrow, we've got the special guest host as Andy McGuire, our fall season host, is needing the day off. So we've got Eddie Conrad making his return to Steve Shetler Media. He was the play-by-play guy for Kyoto basketball last year here on Steve Shetler Media. So Eddie getting called into backup duty on the sports section. So tune in tomorrow. Again, that starts at 8 a.m. The Wi-Fi, it's a little iffy at Brothers Market. So we always put the replay up just in case a little bit later on in the morning. So tune in or watch the replay after the fact.
All right, Cody Silver.
Josh, I asked you to be the guest host, but you thought you needed to go to the Iowa game.
Yeah, need to get there. And Silvers took a long time to try to get the ball in the tee, and as he's walking back his steps, it falls down. So Castaneos is going to hold the ball for him. As the tournament for the Indians come upfield. It's a high, low, short kick. Bounces on the ground at the 30. Finally picked up. And honestly, that is number 85, Kinnick Richenberger. I think for a second there, he was just going to let that thing roll.
Pekin almost got it before he picked it up.
And then he kind of realized that this is a kickoff. I can't do that because they could be theirs. But certainly was not intended to be an onside kick. Almost worked out that way. Wapello will start at the 37-yard line. There's Atkinson hands it off to Wilson. He goes around the right side and gets nowhere. Tackled for a loss. It is Nolan Glick on the tackle. He's had quite a few tackles for a loss. A couple touchdowns here tonight. Certainly a nominee for the Daisy Dude Landscape Player of the game as well.
I was going to say, that's going to sneak up on us here before too long.
Yeah, minute 35 to go with this continuous clock here in the third period. Right now, I got Riley Smith and Nolan Glick in my sights. I was kind of going to try to target on a senior, but it hasn't really been the seniors here on senior night standing out. Atkinson drops back to pass, throws it to the right side. This is intercepted by Casey Davis. He's going down the sideline all the way in. There's a pick six for Casey Davis. And there I got three nominees, as he also had the long touchdown reception. Well, he didn't have to do a lot for that one. This one he does. There is a senior, though. Maybe that's just enough to get him something. Casey Davis with the pick six, and Pekin now leads 56-0 with 1:11 to go. And as I am peeking in on baseball, that's almost when he intercepted that. That's kind of one of those no doubters that he was down the sideline and gone. Here comes Silvers. Snap, hold, kick is up and good. Cody Silvers, his second extra point of the night, and Pekin leads 57-0 now, and scoring at an alarming rate. He's gone through the sponsors a few times already, so we'll just keep blabbing away.
What do we got happening on postseason baseball?
We've got the top of the seventh inning, and the Dodgers still lead 1-0. I can probably stop watching that for the time being. A lot of big games in the Big Ten tomorrow. Of course, that you say Big Ten, but it's almost like a whole bunch of Pac-12 Big Ten games. Because you got Oregon and Ohio State playing each other in Oregon, so that's a pretty big game there between those two schools.
That's like the big game of the entire week.
Yeah, that's a lot of eyeballs on that one.
If Oregon were to win that game, I mean, they'd be in prime position to win the Big Ten their first year in.
Here comes the kick from Silvers, fielded at about the 28, up the field and wrapped up at about the 38 for Wapello to start their drive. Yeah, I hear and I do believe that probably not the last time we'll see those two teams play. Most likely, if they keep playing the way they have, they'll probably end up meeting again in the Big Ten championship game since there's no divisions anymore and it's just the top two teams. Penn State's lingering around there as well, but we'll see. Penn State
can't have one of those new teams win it their first year in.
Yeah,
that'd
be bad. We have to keep having things happen like USC getting destroyed. But what would be nice, I'll get to that in a second. Here's the snap by Atkinson. He drops back, passes in trouble immediately. He breaks through a couple of sacks, and then finally at his second chance, Glick brings him down. Glick hit him originally, and Atkinson able to find his way out of there, and Glick came back for more and gets him again. So, I don't know, this race for Daisy Dew Landscape Player of the Game is coming down to Glick and Davis as time expires in the third quarter on that play. Pekin leads 57-0. But no, we do want to see one of those Big 12 teams win the SEC in the first year. That would be cool.
Texas would be a big-time favorite to do that.
Yeah.
And, of course, Iowa State has a big game at West Virginia tomorrow. So that'll go a long ways towards determining where they end up in the conference there.
What's left of the Big 12 conference.
Yes.
Speaking of the Big 10, Northwestern's beating Maryland 17-7.
Wow.
UNLV is leading 17-7. They've had a fun start to the season. If you haven't heard, they had a quarterback that transferred in and left after they were started out 4-0 because he didn't get enough money or the money he was promised or whatever, but they're still winning without him. So he's eating crow wherever he is these days.
Yeah, I don't know. Has there been any sort of clarification in that situation as to was he just not getting paid what they promised? Yeah, but they couldn't. It's because he didn't have an actual contract because they can't give him an actual contract like that. It was all a word of mouth thing. Here's a snap by Atkinson. He's going to have to just scramble out of this one. Goes to the left side. Actually has a little bit of room to run. Not going to get much at all on it, but makes it better than it was. Third down and long for Wapello. But, the school gave him the amount of money that they can actually give him. There's the NIL thing allows you to make money from, sponsors and stuff, but not the actual school. And that's kind of how he played it out. The school's like, school's like, well, we can't promise you money. But that's the world we live in these days. Here's a snap to Atkinson. Rolls to his left, throws it down the field and out of bounds. Incomplete. It'll be fourth down and long for the Indians. I'm sure that quarterback will make his money next year, wherever he ends up.
Yeah, I mean, for him, I don't. It wasn't the very. I mean, for what I think I would rather be playing at the college level and getting exposure to NFL scouts, because that payday is a lot bigger than any NIL money you're going to make. Yeah. So he's basically not playing football now for over $100,000, I think it was, versus being exposed and potentially even making an NFL practice squad. You're going to make more money tonight. Here's a botched snap by Wapello, and he does get it off. Picked up by, oh my gosh. Actually fell off the bounce, fell into the hands of Henry Adam. I'm sure had he known that ball was going to come there, he would have got out of the way, but it bounced right into his hands and goes upfield. The snap was bad, and the kick just went off the side of the foot of Vasquez. And Pekin takes over at the 40. Looks like all the starters are still out on the field for the Panthers. 10 minutes to go in this one. 57-0 is their lead. So their score differential that was sitting at 46.5 points at the start of this one is going to go up at this point. They'll continue to be one of the top differentials in the state. I think even including all classes and stuff, I still think they're in the top 10 in the state of Iowa. Here comes a hand. I did not see who the handoff was to. It looked like it was Crow. It was. And he is going to be all the way up to the 30-yard line, near a first down on that run. It is. They do give him the first down. It was Landon Crow. So Crow's in the game for, it looks like Brock. Is on the sideline. He's actually over by the trainer's table. Doesn't appear to be injured, but hard to say. Here's a snap to Adam. He hands it off to Crow again. Up the middle he goes, and he's tackled after a short gain. Ball's at about the 28-yard line for the Panthers. Second down. Well, it's 2nd and 8.
From the Sigourney-Keota game, I'm just seeing an update from Clint Dye. That in that Sigourney-Keota game against Colfax Mingo, senior Isaac Bruns took the first play from scrimmage for 71 yards for a touchdown. And that put him over 1,000 yards for the season. So he's tearing it up this year.
Hand off to Crow to the right side. Going to be a decent gain. Falls all the way forward, actually near the first down yardage. Yeah, and actually speaking of that, I'm not sure at what point, but I'm sure Will Adam on one of those runs surpassed the 1,000-yard mark as well here tonight. A couple of seniors for different schools that are certainly standout athletes for their respected programs. I have my own top 10 list of plays I've seen live, whether I was broadcasting or live streaming, whatever it may be, and Bruns is on 2 of those. Here's a snap to Adam. He's going to throw it in the flat to Henry. Or Robert Brown, excuse me. Brown's going to pick up the first down before he's pushed out of bounds, all the way down to about the 15-yard line. But Isaac wants at Maringo, actually, a deep fly ball to center field. He was running with his back to the infield, like running towards the fence, and reached out and bounced it off of his glove and then caught it with his bare hand. I was I was like, oh my Lord. There's Will Adam. Throws it to the near side too. Oh, just out of the hands of Robert Brown. Hit him in the hands, just couldn't quite hang on. That'll bring up second down and 10 for the Panthers. Will Adam is on that list as well. That interception where he went back and forth and back and forth. That's right up there too. That was pretty impressive.
Was that the first game of the season?
No, that was I think that was against Van Buren, which was the second game. Or Cardinal. It wasn't the first game. Here come the Panthers. Short time on the play clock, and they're not going to get it off. They're going to get a delay of game. Which is not the worst thing in the world when you don't have exact stats, but averaging about 9 yards per play here tonight. Second down and 15 is not that big of a deal, but killing the time on this clock. Because we're going to get inside of 6 minutes to play before this next snap. Will has Brown coming in motion to the near side. Drops back, looks to throw. Adam was getting ready to throw it to someone. Nobody's looking, and now he's catching a flip back to number 67. Isaac Sylvester, the senior, on the hitch route. Hitch and go. There's a lot of different names for that type of play. Usually you see that in desperation times, but Pekin dials it up here, and wow. What a play for the Panthers. They now lead. Oh, wait. Got a flag on the play. An eligible man downfield. So that's going to negate that. Oh, well. It was still fun, and everybody will still remember it. As the clock continues to run with 5:40 to go. Play clock down to 3, 2, 1, and they just get the snap off. It's a handoff up the middle to Crow. He's dancing around and gets nowhere, so it's going to be 3rd down and very long for the Panthers. As we'll see what they... I think they ought to just do it again. Try the old hook and ladder to Sylvester. And if you're worried about them knowing that it's coming, maybe you could try it with got a few options. Got 3 seconds left on the play clock, and Pekin's not going to get this off. They're going to get another delay of game. It's going to be 3rd down and 1.3 miles, 3rd and 25. Pekin keeps the same play, gets right back on the line of scrimmage. Brown comes in motion. It's a handoff to Crow. He gets to the left side, stiff arms his way, past a couple of tackles all the way up to the 10 and out of bounds at about the 7-yard line. Now they're going to mark him at the 10. It'll be 4th down and 4. See what Pekin's going to do here. They're going to go for this. Crow to the left of Adam. Davison Brown to the near side. Glick is a lead blocker for Crow, and he's not going to get back to the line of scrimmage, so Pekin will turn it over on downs with 3:45 to go in the game. Wapello will take over. Score remains 57-0.
Getting to be about that time, Josh, where you're going to have to pick that player of the game, the Daisy Dew Landscaping player of the game.
You'd have to go with Isaac Sylvester if that play stood, but it's not even an official play now, so you can't. But I'm leaning towards Nolan Glick just with the fact that he started the game out in the first series. He fumbled the ball, actually got pulled out of the game, then comes back defensively, makes some plays, scored a couple times tonight. Him and Casey Davis. Also, Davis, of course, he was about as wide open as you get in a game of football on the 1 touchdown and then the pick 6. So I'm kind of back and forth on there. I'm gonna think on that for just a little bit. I think I'm edging towards Davis.
I mean,
just
there's
only
only 3:08 left in the game.
Just because it's senior night, yeah. But I can't even go down there till it's all zeros. So we don't got Zach tonight. So I have to do his dirty work.
You got to get the post-game video and the picture and all that stuff. So.
All that work. But I got all that energy from that burrito, so.
Yes. Burrito. Got a train going by in the distance, making itself known.
Yep. I had a couple nephews that played football for Cornell up in Mount Vernon, and the main UP train line goes right by their field, and anytime there's a game, that train, it lays on the horn that extra couple of miles, and it looks like reserves may be in for Pekin's defense. They are. I am still going back and forth here on this pick, and as a pass out to the flats is way off target, incomplete. It'll be 2nd down and 10 for Wapello. I think Casey Davis with the 2 touchdowns and the pick 6 and the fact that he is a senior here on senior night. I believe he was on the homecoming court as well.
I think so.
You read those names. You should remember.
I don't.
Okay. I'm pretty sure he was. So let's just go with Casey Davis.
Okay.
For your Daisy Dew Landscape Player of the Game. Here's a hand up the middle, and game going to get a first down for the Indians. 2:20 to go in the game. Pekin leads 57-0, and backup players in for the Panther defense. Wapello quick to the line, 1st and 10. Here's a handoff to the near side. Number 22 following his lead blocker, and a little room to run. Gets up past the 30. Bring up 2nd down and short. Wapello moving with pace now. Into the flat they go. The pass is incomplete. Intended there for Garrett Cooley. That makes it 3rd and 4. Minute 30 to go. Just a few more plays here. So it looks like Wapello's got reserves in as well. Atkinson, the quarterback, one of the few starters still in there. Here's a handoff up the middle, another first down for Wapello. That was Cone Walford, sophomore running back for the Indians, and Pekin digs a little bit deeper on the bench too as a whole other set of reserves come in now. 1st and 10. Under a minute to go here in this one. Clock will not stop. And then for a timeout. Here's a snap, and a flag comes in off the snap. It's a reverse to number 34. That is Chevelle Murray. The officials are pointing at Pekin, so. And with those substitutions, got too many guys on the field. And they did. They had 12. Be a result of the penalty will result in a first down for Pekin. Or excuse me, Wapello. Moves them all the way up to about the 34-yard line of the Panthers. So Wapello trying to getting close to punching in a late score. Under 30 seconds to go in the game. They do have 3 timeouts if they were to choose to do so. I wouldn't think they would. Here's the snap. Atkinson loses the ball in the air. He drops down onto it. And with 16 seconds to go, I'm thinking that's probably going to be the final play of this one. As nobody's calling a timeout, and Wapello's not even going to huddle up. So that is our final score. Pekin 57, Wapello 0. Pekin will improve to 6-1 on the year. Wapello will fall to 2-5 on the season, and both teams heading to the final week of play next week as Pekin will travel to Louisa Muscatine for their season finale game.
All right, Josh, we'll make this pretty quick. You got to get down to the field for some post-game stuff, so we'll let you get going. We thank Daisy Dew Landscaping for sponsoring our player of the game, and we thank all of our sponsors that have been rotating at the bottom right corner of your screen all night long. It is a final now. Let me change that over. So Pekin wins homecoming 57-0 over Wapello. We thank all of our sponsors, including Helmuth Ford, Hosky Dental, Sinclair Tractor, Sinclair Napa, Shetler Insurance Services, Keokuk County Hospital and Clinics, Pilot Grove Savings Bank, Sigourney Body Shop, Bridget's Public House, Son-in-Law Services, Adam Clark for Sheriff, Barn Wired, Copeland Auto Body, Fairfield Precast Concrete, South Ottumwa Savings Bank, Cranston Family Funeral Home, Nutrient Ag Solutions, Gobbler Creek Seeds, Federation Bank, Fremont Funeral Chapel, and Adrian Dickey for Senate, all on board as sponsors for our broadcast here on Steve Shetler Media. All right, that'll do it for tonight's broadcast. We appreciate you guys tuning in. Appreciate our sponsors. If you do business with one of our sponsors, make sure you let them know that you saw their advertising here on Steve Shuttler Media, Facebook, and YouTube. Again, we'll be up bright and early tomorrow morning, 8 a.m. for the sports section live from Brothers Market. And we'll be back at it with Pekin football next Friday night at Louisa Muscatine. You guys have a great night and a great weekend.